When dealing with spiritual warfare, one thing to keep in mind is that in order for the spiritual warfare to work, you have to be vibrating at the frequency of the spiritual warfare. And when it comes to spiritual warfare and like dark magic, witchcraft, all of that is low vibrational, right? Which means that you have to also be operating at that frequency. So you have to be operating from the lower realms, meaning from hurt, betrayal, sadness, abandonment, mommy, daddy wounds. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very skillful and tactful type of thing. So who would benefit from keeping you operating from those realms, right? We have to look at it in this aspect, right? um in order for these type of things to work, one, we can't be aware of it, because once we're aware of it, we're able to do something about it. For example, as I'm being attacked through spiritual warfare, I'm aware of it. So in order for it to work on me, I have to have wounds, one, and I have to be operating from those wounds. I have to be operating in fear. I have to be operating in shame and guilt and remorse and low self worth, low self esteem, low self respect, abandonment, lust, right? And because they'll send spirits to you of such things. For example, let's look an example of addiction, right? I used to be engaging in drugs at one point in my life, right? And the only reason that worked was because I was wounded. I was operating, I was in fear, I was in shame, I was in guilt, I was hurt, I was in denial on certain things that had happened in my life, and I had not fully taken accountability for it, digested it, accepted it, and moved on healed from it, right? So when they send a spirit of addiction, I'll attach to myself because I'm operating in those wounds, like in that realm. Let's say a spirit of, like, let's say sadness, right? If I don't have anything to be sad about, then it's not going to operate. It's not going to attach to myself. Let's do another example. Um, what is that thing? Gluttony, right? A spirit of gluttony, right? In order for it to attach to me, I have to have low self control or no self control at all, right? So when they send these spirits, I might experience it, right? I might feel it, but I will be able to consciously become aware that I am being spiritually attacked and say, oh, this is a spiritual attack. Let me not engage in this type of thing. And gluttony is not only eating. It could be like, more money, more pleasure, more more sex. You get what I'm saying? It's more. It's more drugs, right? Like that. So if you have self-control, if you learned how to control yourself, and you're able to identify when you're not operating from your center. Like, if you know you're not like that, then you're when it attacks you, when it comes to you, you're going to be like, "Oh, you might engage in it in a little bit, and then you'll be able to be like, "Oh, wait a minute, what's going on?" But the only way that you'll be able to do that is if you know that this is like spiritual warfare. We don't think about it like that because we think, oh my God, spiritual warfare, it has to be something like, um, it's the common things, the little tiny things, and we don't see them. We don't see them, one, because nobody's teaching us these things, first of all. Nobody's out here letting us know that, like, this is actually happening. There are people in this world who are pure evil. Like, there's no good in them. And they envy every single thing to, like, I can't even explain it. Like, they'll envy, like, even your flaws. Like right now, somebody's mad that I came up in here with my hair and I look good. I'm just saying, right? But there's really like, and these people are wounded children. Like they're wounded kids who got hurt. And instead of choosing to do something better with their life, they let Hashatan come in and they're like now sucking on Hashatan's left titty. Like what the hell? I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm back. Yes. So it's important that we are aware of the type of spiritual warfare that happens and how it can affect you and how it can attach to you. The only way that it can attach to you is if they have something to attach it to, and that if you're not aware. And then once you're aware that something is not your energy, you can go ahead and alchemize it. And the way you alchemize it is by going ahead and using your creativity, your spiritual gifts, like what God gave you. For example, if you sing, you go ahead and you sing through it all. If you write, you go ahead and you write through it. If you go ahead and you dance, you go ahead and twerk down the yellow brick road. You get what I'm saying? And for some of us, we like to go to the gym and look pretty. Yeah, you know? Yes. I go to gym. Like I'm gonna go to the gym in a little bit, right? So we go to the gym. We go swimming. We get into the sauna. We write. We exercise. We do hip exercises. Things like that to alchemize the energy. That's how you alchemize. That's how you transmute. So if you are usually a person that is always like, just normal, happy, you're not miserable, you're not like mad at life, and then out of the nowhere, you're just mad for no reason, or you're upset, or you're irritable, that's not your energy. And so we have to be able to identify when something is not doesn't belong to us, the same way like our thoughts, because that's how it looks minute. It looks like something that like so simple. And it is, but we don't address it. We don't look at it like that because nobody's teaching us about these things. Nobody's addressing these type of scenario. Nobody talks about these things because, well, once we become aware, a lot of systems will go down, right? It takes the power away from these people who are pure evil. And it doesn't have to be like I'm just going to give you an example. For me, it's the closest people to me that I've known, right? And with that, I tell you, I say everything. So it's a form of spiritual warfare. Dark magic, which is spiritual warfare, is a form of manipulating other people's energy. And when people have entities attached to them, whether they know it or not, they go ahead and they do something called energy harvesting, which is feeding of your emotions, right? And so the way that they do that is by triggering your wounds. So if you think about that, right, and you analyze that, how many people on a daily basis do this? Now, do they know they have an entity attachment? Some of them don't, some of them do. That's not our problem. Our greatest currency is our energy. So if you're not using your energy, somebody else is stealing it from you, which means that's why sometimes some people are like in bed, depressed, with anxiety. Nobody thinks about this like this. Nobody sees it like this, but that's just how it is. Your greatest currency is your energy. And in order for you to manifest a better reality for yourself, you have to use your energy for your greatest good. And manipulating other people's energy, it's stealing. But people don't speak about this because nobody talks about these topics, which should be taught